Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if it's the first time you're visiting. Thank you so much for joining today. I am doing a very exciting video, for me at least anyway, and today I'm going to be discussing the most perfect summer floral fragrances. And this has got me really excited because summer is just around the corner and I love my floral fragrances and I love my summer fragrances. So I thought I would combine the two and share my recommendations. I have a few new fragrances within this list too. So if you like the sound of that, then please do keep on watching. My first floral summer recommendation is Marbella by Kana, Barcelona. And I have had a sample of this one for about 2 to 3 months and I've been playing around with it, and I'm so excited to finally have it in my collection now because we are in the perfect season to rock this one. It is definitely for me more of a spring and summer fragrance. It's very much a peony forward scent, but you also have juicy notes of blackcurrant and peach. There's a little bit of amber and musk in the dry down, and there's also a white tea note. But what I mostly get from it is a very feminine, kind of light peony and rose scent. You're getting lots of juicy peach. I pick out the blackcurrant too. I do get the musk in the dry down, and I am getting a little bit of amber, but it is very peony forward, as I've already mentioned. Very sweet, very feminine, attractive. It kind of reminds me of being in the Mediterranean or going on a nice holiday. Of course, it's called Marbella, so I can see the inspiration there. But yeah, it's a very gorgeous floral fragrance through and through with a little bit of fruitiness in there too. The dry down goes more into a musk amber. You are left with the peony still, but it does go into more of a musky scent. And if you watch my channel, you will know I absolutely love musky fragrances. But if you are looking for a fragrance for the summer that is a beautiful floral with a little bit of fruitiness and something that's going to transport you to a beautiful country, you're sipping cocktails, you're maybe the Riviera, something like that, then I would highly recommend something like Marbella. Now, like I said, I have been trying this for 2 to 3 months already, but this is a new bottle in my collection. But I know I'm going to be reaching for this so much. It's so juicy, so floral. And actually, let me give you a reference point. If you have tried Lust in Paradise by Ex Nihilo, this one is in a similar family. So just to give you a bit of an idea how this one smells. But yeah, my first recommendation is Marbella by Kana, Barcelona. The next fragrance that I want to discuss is from a brand called Art Meets Art. And I haven't seen many people talking about this one on YouTube actually. I became familiar with it on Instagram and I found the brand aesthetic quite interesting, and they've got some incredible fragrances within their collection, and 2 really stood out to me. One was called Sexual Healing and the other one was Like a Virgin. But Like a Virgin is definitely more fitting for this video. It is definitely a summer floral to my nose. The perfumer on this one is Alberto Morillas, and I really like his creations. To me, Like a Virgin is definitely a peony forward fragrance. However, I don't know the true notes in this composition because online it just shows as musk and floral notes. But to me, I feel like 2 seconds. It's a juicy floral, but not the same as the previous fragrance that I discussed. I pick out a peony note, but there's an ozonic wateriness to it. When I say watery, I don't mean light though. It's just very fresh, ocean-like, but not in like a salty ocean way. It's just beautifully fresh, watery, airy, peony. I think there must be some white florals in here too, but nothing detectable like jasmine or tuberose, nothing that's harsh. It's a very soft and beautiful fragrance. Sorry, I just keep sniffing my hand here. And then you are getting that musk, which is absolutely gorgeous, but it's a sweet, tart, fruity, fresh, watery, ozonic creation. And I think the name is interesting. I can see why it suits the fragrance because It's a very young, feminine, elegant, pure floral. I think this one is absolutely incredible. And when I think of this fragrance, it is in a similar family to Delina La Rose. I'm just trying to give you a bit of a reference point. I don't like comparing it too much because they're not similar, but that watery kind of fresh, light vibe comes from this. And I just think it's a very pure fragrance, almost a little bit innocent. I don't know if the name is swaying me with that one. If you're looking for something a little bit more unique and you want to discover a new brand, then I would highly recommend checking out Art Meets Art. They have a discovery kit, but yeah, this one is very fitting for the list and I think it is so beautiful. Next up, we have Le Douceur de Siam by Dusita. And I really got to explore Dusita as a brand in Milan at Essence, and I really loved the DNA of the overall brand. I now have 2 in my collection, and Le Douceur de Siam is the most beautiful spring summer floral fragrance in my opinion. It would also make an incredible vacation scent, and this was 100% one of my favorites in Milan when I got to sample the collection. I have a giveaway coming with Dusita very soon, so please do stay tuned for that. But Le Douceur de Siam was my favorite floral within their collection. It is very unique. I can't pinpoint anything that is very similar to this. Whilst you get a similar DNA elsewhere, this one has just the most incredibly unique DNA running through it, especially on my skin anyway. There's a prominent note of champaca, but there's also a ylang ylang note, and I absolutely adore ylang ylang in fragrances. You've also got frangipani, you've got rose, it's a little bit of violet. It's definitely a musky and powdery fragrance to my nose. But that champaca just gives you a gorgeous vacation vibe. This is very much spring, summer appropriate in my opinion. I do think you could wear this all year round though, I will say that, because it is a very elegant, beautiful and appealing scent, and I would 100% wear this one all year round. There is a little bit of sandalwood, amber and vanilla in the base, but the notes that really stand out to me is I definitely get the champaca, the frangipani and the ylang ylang. I'm picking up a rose. It's more of a powdery rose. I think this one is absolutely stunning. If you've never checked out Dusita as a brand, I would highly recommend. They have lots of incredible florals in their collection, but Le Douceur de Siam is definitely my favorite just because, as I've mentioned, it has this unique touch to it. I am envisioning me being on vacation on a tropical island on the beach, having a cocktail. I'm surrounded by beautiful florals. There's a little bit of a saltiness in the air. There's no salty vibe in this fragrance. I'm just giving you the visual of where I imagine wearing this. I just think it's a very gorgeous tropical summer floral fragrance. I would highly recommend you checking it out, and it's a big love for me. Let's stick on the yellow florals for a moment. My next recommendation would be Une Nuit Nomade Murmure Dieux. My French is not great, I'm sorry. I am trying my best. And I have had a sample of this fragrance for 6 months or more, but I was waiting for the appropriate time to feature this one. Now I have the discovery set of Une Nuit Nomade, and I'm slowly collecting all of the fragrances, which makes me so happy because I think you probably already know I'm a big fan of the brand. Now, this fragrance is very fitting for a summer floral, and if you like your florals, specifically your feminine light florals, then I would highly recommend Murmure Dieux by Une Nuit Nomade, because what I will say is they don't have so many florals in their collection. Well, they've just launched Love at First Sight 2, which is a floral, but their fragrances or their collections didn't have so many florals in it. And this one for me is a stand out. But this one is more of a complex floral. Love at First Sight for me is more lilac dominant, and that is mostly what I get. However, with this one, I can pick out a lot more of the individual notes. It has ylang ylang, it has Pivoine, it has frangipani, there's amber, there's vanilla, there's musk. I think there's a little bit of bergamot, but you don't pick it up too much. I'm getting the ylang ylang, it's very prominent, and I'm getting lots of the vanilla too. It's got a translucent amber vibe to it. Yeah, it's very much a mixture of frangipani, ylang ylang, and lots of vanilla, almost like a buttery, smooth vanilla. But very much a floral vanilla. It's very pretty, very, very pretty. And if you are a floral lover, then I would highly recommend getting a sample of this one. Like I said, it's quite unique to the Nuit Nomad collection. You can get a discovery set, you can get samples, you can get 10 mil, 25 mil. I've said this over and over again, so I don't want to bang on about that too much. But if you're looking for a lighter spring summer floral fragrance at a great price point for the quality, then check out this one by Nuit Nomad because it has not disappointed me. Next up, we have a new launch from Houbigant, and this one is Pivoine Souveraine. I'm going to put the name on the screen just because of my pronunciation. And this is the newest launch, or the newest feminine leaning launch from Houbigant. And I absolutely love this new packaging. I'm going to see if I can give you a close-up here. It's very, very beautiful, looks incredible on the vanity. And as the name suggests, this is a peony dominant fragrance. And I absolutely love peony fragrances. So sorry if there's a little bit of a running theme here, but peony is definitely one of my favorite florals. Absolutely adore it. I think it's extremely feminine and very, very pretty. There is a prominent pink pepper note in here, which I absolutely adore too. But you've got a gorgeous clementine note in the opening, which gives us a very juicy vibe, followed by rose, a little bit of jasmine. There's this powderiness too, so I think there's musk. But the note that's making this really interesting is it has a green tea note. And I couldn't quite work out what that note was when I first sampled this one. I had to actually look up the notes to understand what I was smelling. And it kind of gave it a, almost want to say like a fizzy sweet vibe. I don't know how to quite explain it. It's almost like a rose lemonade. It has that fizzy quality to it, or a rose and peony lemonade. Which sounds a bit strange because I know it's got tea, but that tea note kind of cuts through a little bit of the floralness and gives it a little bit of a unique touch, because when you first spray this, the opening is very much floral. So you're getting the peony, you're getting the clementine, you're getting the rose and the jasmine. So it's a bouquet of florals. But then the musk and the tea note kind of start to cut through and it gives it a unique twist. I think this is an incredible new launch from Houbigant and I can't wait to play around with it a little bit more. This is still pretty much a first impressions. I've worn this once and once only. It only landed at my house about 3 days ago. It was kindly gifted to me from the brand. But I have to say, on a first impressions, I think this is an absolutely gorgeous fragrance, very feminine, very elegant, and it just has that slight uniqueness to separate it from other fragrances. And wouldn't this make an incredible bridal scent just because of the bottle? And some of you have mentioned that I keep talking about bridal scents, and I know I will stop it soon. I actually get married next week, so it's definitely been playing on my mind. But this one is very fitting, so I had to just say that. But yeah, on first impressions, this one is absolutely beautiful, and I do think it makes a great summer floral fragrance. The next fragrance had to make the cut because it makes the most perfect summer floral in my opinion, and it is the newest release from Juliette Has A Gun, and it is called Lust for Sun. If you want a more detailed review, I have reviewed this on my channel already, but this one definitely fits this list because it is the most balmy solar floral fragrance. It's very creamy. It's got a little bit of coconut in here, but it is not a suntan lotion coconut at all. The coconut isn't the most prominent note to my nose. Oh, couldn't get the lid off then. I really, really love this one. It's so creamy, so creamy. Beachy, high summer vacation. The gardenia is incredible, and I know gardenia can be a difficult note for some people, but it's so creamy in here. The freesia gives a light wateriness, and again, freesia is one of my favorite notes. There's ylang ylang, there's jasmine, there's orange blossom. I absolutely get the ylang ylang more so than the jasmine and the orange blossom. And then there's lots of vanilla, a little bit of musk. There's an ambroxan note, which helps this project really well. And it's just incredible. The coconut is very slight. It's not a coconutty fragrance per se, but to me, this is definitely one of the more longer lasting Juliette Has A Gun fragrances. I've been pleasantly surprised by how good the longevity is, and it actually projects so beautifully. If you're looking for a vacation in a bottle fragrance, I would highly recommend Lust for Sun. I would wear it just like in my normal country in the UK in the summer too, because it just gives me such a happy vibe. But as a vacation scent, it is a chef's kiss, I have to say. So yeah, I highly recommend Lust for Sun by Juliette Has A Gun. Please do try it on the skin. It does make a difference, I promise you that. My camera just died, so I have no idea where I got to in the video, but I'm just going to carry on as if it was up to the point where I was going to discuss this next fragrance. And if not, I apologize, but these things happen. So the next fragrance that I want to recommend is from Nishane, and it is 100 Silent Ways. And if you watch my channel, you will know that I'm a massive fan of this fragrance. I would wear this one all year round. However, I do think this is more of a spring summer floral fragrance. It has a big green tick from me. It's tried and true. I love the projection. I love the longevity. I just love the scent profile so much. It's a gorgeous white floral vanilla fragrance to my nose. It's quite complex, but I also think it's very strong for this type of scent profile. As with all Nishane fragrances, to be honest, they are extraits after all, but it's just such a gorgeous, feminine and sexy scent in my opinion. And if you want your fragrance to last all day, this is one that I would highly recommend. I know many of you have sampled this one too, because I do see it down in the comments, and it has a lot of fans out there. But if you like a sweet white floral fragrance with a little bit of a fruity twist, and it also has lots of vanilla and sandalwood in the base, you need to sample 100 Silent Ways if you have not already. Now, there is a note of tuberose in here, and I'm normally not a massive fan of tuberose, but in here I think it's incredible. You have a peach note, which is nice and juicy, and then you have lots of vanilla in the base. There's other notes in here too, like gardenia, it's got jasmine, it's got orris. I believe there's also a citrus up top, and then there's a little bit of sandalwood in the base. But to me, this is very much a creamy white floral with a hint of peach and lots of vanilla. The orris note, I think, gives it a little bit of a creaminess, but I don't want to bang on about this one too much because I've spoken about it so much on my channel, but I highly recommend this as a summer fragrance. That is all of the fragrances that I wanted to recommend in today's video. This was all about floral summer fragrances. I hope you enjoyed my list, and I hope all of them filmed despite my camera cutting out. But please do let me know if any in my list piqued your interest. Maybe you love them and have tried them already, or maybe you dislike them. Please do let me know down in the comments. But what I really want to know are, what are the floral summer fragrances that you would recommend? I'm hoping to find some new recommendations in the comments that I can go out and try. You're always giving me the best recommendations, and I have found some of my favorite fragrances from the comment section. So please do keep them coming. But thank you so much for watching today. I hope you have a wonderful day, whatever you might be doing. Hope to see you all in a future video to come. Thank you so much, and goodbye.